Welcome to Michael
and Gina's
Excellent Adventures. Welcome to our latest adventure, riding Great Sauk Trail starting in Sauk City. This is one of our favorite trails, kind of a go-to trail since it's less than an hour from home, so we can ride over there quickly, and it's all paved and just really a nice trail.
I think what I like the most about this trail is the first part of it when we start at the park, when we go through that woods.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the tree canopies and it's very peaceful. It's uphill, but it's very peaceful. And then once we cross over 78, then we get into the more of the trail part where it's a variety of things. Like you have the woods and you have the prairie and you have just a variety of things that you see, and it's such a relaxing trail to ride.
It is nice, and really only that one road crossing 78, which isn't too bad. That's nice. This early footage is when we rode it in, that was just March, right? And it was a nice warm day. But then it was funny because we weren't expecting or thinking about it, but there were still snow drifts along the trail. But you can see just these open views and views of the bluffs and stuff, and just farm fields, but really nice.
I wasn't expecting to see the snow, and I didn't know how to go through the snow on my trike. I've never been through snow that was deep. And by deep, I mean more than an inch. But once I went through it and got stuck, of course.
We figured it out, yeah.
It was you giving me the advice of just go. How would you do it if you were in a car? And I said I'd just give her and go through it. And you said do the same thing. And I did, and then it was actually fun. It was almost like a yeehaw fun.
It was weird with the trikes because the front wheels want to go sideways, and you just got to keep, kind of a grip on those and keep moving and keep the front wheel from spinning. So it's a little different, but this video has, here's the snow.
And this is where I do not keep a grip on my front wheels, and I end up sideways, just like I would in the ditch with the yoke pole.
Yeah. But we had good road service, so we came and pushed Gina out and continued on. So we kept going. Here's me maybe showing, all right, we're going to push through. Ta-da!
With your shorts on through a snowdrift.
Well, it's weird. Yeah, it was a warm day. It was mid-60s, so it was a great temperature, but it just was weird. Hadn't thought about seeing that much snow.
It was a beautiful day, actually.
Yeah. This is, I did a bike tour on the trail and carried my tent and all stuff up and stayed at Devil's Lake State Park, which was really nice. So we've ridden this trail a lot of times, but it's just a great trail. In fall, you have all the prairie and the really pretty views of the Baraboo Bluffs in the distance. It's always a popular trail, but never really overcrowded, I don't think.
And it's in such a good location for us. When we lived further north, it was an hour away from the house, and now that we live south, it's 45 minutes away from the house, and it's the perfect trail to ride if you want to go for a bike ride but you're not sure where you want to go. It's like our go-to trail, our default trail, and it's worth every second.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And you can do the different sections, and you can make it a little shorter ride or a longer ride. There's times we like to park at the parking lot that is at Highway 78 and County Highway Z. There's a nice parking lot there. Then you don't have to cross Highway 78, and that makes for a nice ride that section out to the end, or you can do more, in Sauk City and add some more miles to it.
The only bad part about that is that you miss that part along the river.
That's true.
And that's one of my favorite parts, but crossing 78 sometimes can be a pain in the booties.
Yeah.
Didn't you throw a banana peel out here
Oh,
one
shush.
time?
What? You think it's still there? Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, that other section we park at Riverfront Park in Sauk City, and then go the trail. They're working on a bridge and extension of the trail to the south. So we're hoping, it seems like it'll be open soonish, but I haven't seen any date. But that would be great, because that would add a few more miles to the south and this bridge over the Wisconsin River, which would be really, really, really awesome.
Plus, this is going to take you eventually to Devil's Lake.
Yeah.
So not only can you ride this trail, which is great, but then you go ride to Devil's Lake and ride through Devil's Lake Park. That's going to be phenomenal. And if it's a warm day, you can stop and swim in the lake.
Stop and swim at the lake. Yep. Nice clean lake. Kind of cold, but very nice. This, we think, is a train platform for when workers would come in to the ammunition plant and get off the train at these platforms, and then go work there and ride the train back home. There's some buildings and stuff that are still there from those Badger ammunition plant days. There's parts of the area that you aren't allowed to go in, but there's a whole lot of land where you can go and bike and hike and lots of other stuff.
And there, when you go back in on that one part that we'll show up ahead here, there's actually a hill that goes off to your right, and that's one of my goals, is I want to be able to climb that hill. And if I'm not mistaken, did you say that is one that can take you to Devil's Lake?
Yeah, there's kind of a woodland trail that you can go through there and connect. It's a steep hill. Like this building too is from the ammunition plant, and I don't know what the building was, but it's just kind of sitting there vacant. This part of the trail has a nice downhill run, which is nice. You see it here in snow, and we'll see it, I think, in the video with more summer look to it.
That's one thing that I like about this trail is if we know the sun has hit it, we can ride it any time during the year. We don't have to wait until it's 75 and sunny before we ride this trail. Mainly because the sun
but not in February, though, I found out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll see that later in the video. I got my e-assist put on my bike, I think, in February, and it was a warm day, and I thought, I'll go ride Sauk Trail, and it was completely snow covered. It was a challenge. But yeah, here's some review of that same downhill section.
But you have to admit, you did pick the part of the trail that was all covered in trees to take your trike on. I mean, you didn't go on the sunny parts. You went from the river up.
Very true. Yeah. But there's lots of woods, lots of prairie flowers in summer. They've restored a lot of the open area to prairie, which is really looking nice after a few years. At this point, you can turn left, ride this back road from Army Ammunition Plant days, and it will take you around on that gray line and then rejoin the trail.
The one downfall I can say about this trail is there's no porta potties or anything like that along the trail, which I think they could really improve that by putting one or two of them out there. There's places to stop and rest, but there's no place to get water or porta potties, and that sometimes, especially in the summertime, it would be nice to have that water. We usually come prepared, but sometimes we don't prepare for needing porta potties.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bring your water. Yeah. This section of trail is the newest section to open. It's been open, I think, 2 or 3 years now, and it added a couple miles going basically kind of northeast over towards I don't know how to pronounce it, Goette, Geta Road maybe, and there is a parking lot there. That's another nice place to start, and then head back down the trail and turn around when you want to. This part of the train line is still used. Looks mostly like they just store a bunch of cars there, but looks like it's still could be used by the railroad. This is Goethe Road, Goethe, if I'm saying that at all correctly. But here's the parking lot on that end of the trail. Not a huge parking lot, but room for 8, 9 cars, something like that.
It's a little bit smaller than the parking lot that's on Z and 78.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sized parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my 360 spin. Spin with the trike, which still takes you 50 feet. But that way's a nice way to ride, just a back road, or this way on the road out towards just farms, and just pretty scene. Just pretty Wisconsin farms. This is
when you decided to go 4-wheeling in February with your 3-wheel trike.
Yeah. Well, I had my trike for like 10 years, and then got the e-assist put on because Gina got a trike with e-assist, and that was super cool. And so I got that put on and got it in, I think, February, and it was a warm day. But yeah, that's what the trail looked like, and it was quite a challenge. But I did a couple miles. This is on this back road, and we'll show it on map. But before that new section of trail, you can take a left, and it's a road from the Army ammunition plant days, and it kind of loops around, and then it rejoins the trail. But it's just another option, kind of a nice back road. A little more bumpy, but really not bad at all. In March, we did discover that this was another place where there was still snow, but it's an adventure.
This snow I actually went through pretty good.
Mm-hmm. This wasn't quite as deep. A little easier, So.
That looks so different with your shorts on in the snow. I mean.
We're tough.
We as a youth.
Sure. Yeah. So here's where it loops back on the trail, and we're headed back towards Sauk City. the crane statue thing there. If you take a trip to the trail and to the area, there's a lot of other things to do and enjoy. You can go along the river and paddle and enjoy the scenery. You can watch for eagles along the river, drive or bike over and take the Merrimack ferry across the river. Devil's Lake State Park nearby, great place to hike, climb, swim, camp. There's just a lot of things to do in the area year-round. Along the trail by Veterans Park, you can take Dam Road and go down below the dam and check that out, which is pretty interesting. And you can take a trip to Culver's for some great food. First Culver's restaurant ever was built and operated here in the Sauk Prairie area. And the area is home to the Wisconsin State Cow Chip Throwing Festival in September. So go chuck some cow pies. We're in Wisconsin in March. Mostly slush here, so lovely stuff. Alright, here we go. Whoosh. Alright, we're through. And Gina's coming through. Woohoo! There we go. Snowmobiling. Thank you so much for watching our video and riding along. We'd love to hear what you think, any comments you have, or questions about the trail or what the heck we were talking about in the video. Just leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And again, thanks for watching. That parking lot is up here past that grain elevator.
I think that's the United
Cooperative?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we are in one of our rides out there. There's Punky riding along. He's such a good traveler in his basket. Unless you say squirrel, then he pops up looking for the squirrel.
I think that picture was from when I first got my bike.
Could be. One of our many trips on this trail.
I got my bike in February, and 2 weeks later or a week later we were riding the Sauk Trail.
Mm-hmm. So the parking lot is off to the right down that little paved path. This is where Highway 78 meets up, and I had to go down and get some video of the cool arch down here. Play with the 360 camera a little bit, still figuring out all the things that I can do with that. So, nice day, nice ride. Thanks for watching our whole video here and listening to us chat. Brought to you by Naughty Dog Productions.
Whoa.